I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Aymii Couzelis. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am wonderful. I'm just back from a vacation from Scandinavia.
Wow.
So you've caught me at an incredible time in my life.
Yeah, you sound as though you haven't gotten down from the high, nor should you.
Yeah, seeing those northern lights was really special. So
Wow.
I'm still up there.
That's great. That's great. Did you take videos though? I hope you took like a lot of videos of that.
I did. We took pictures and videos, but I will tell you, they do not compare to being. That is one of truly those things in nature that you can never actually capture the feeling you get while you're in there in person.
Yeah, that's great. Well, what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Denver, Colorado at the moment.
All right. Yeah, you're definitely not getting that in Colorado, right?
Not at all. Nope, we're not quite far enough north for that.
Well, that's amazing. Well, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
I would have to say public speaking. That's how Erin, she knew I was excited to get out and connect with people. And as you know, your former guest on this program, Erin Sell, thought that this would be a wonderful chance for me to meet yourself and your wonderful audience.
That's wonderful. Isn't she amazing? I appreciate that, Erin. I appreciate that very much. So who did you learn the skill of public speaking from?
Well, of course, I'm still learning, aren't we all? So I would never profess to say that I've got it down as an art form quite yet. But I would say my earliest experience came from playing double bass in an elementary school orchestra. So that feeling of being on stage and connecting with people, even though in that case I was speaking through my instrument and not my voice, really inspired me to want to do more of that. So I'm also currently taking a class from a man named John Block, who's a wonderful speaking coach. And hopefully someday in the future, I'd love to do a TED Talk. So
Sounds great. Ooh,
working on that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, you definitely set goals and achieve it. I mean, you just came from seeing the North Stars, right? So
yeah.
Look forward to hearing you speak. Look forward to seeing that TED Talk. Definitely, you can express the challenges that it would have taken, even to learn the double bass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the value of being on stage. Definitely a process. I'd like to know why you will continue on this path to public speaking.
Well, I first of all find it to be a calling of mine. It energizes me, inspires me, but I also see public speakers as change makers and leaders, and connecting with people in an authentic manner. You can see your ability to change and inspire them, and that just is a cyclical thing that then re-energizes me. And connecting with folks, especially who are going through similar challenges that I may have overcome in my own life, or at least can relate to what they're going through, is so critical to me, especially in this day and age when too often we're behind a screen or not really connecting with people one-on-one.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason I continue to get out there in front of real people and try to be as authentic as possible.
Yeah, local SEO is what we call it. Getting out there face to face. Local SEO. So tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Well, I have always been a risk taker, and I've put a lot of effort into learning to take risks and being smart about it. And I am nearly insatiable in that category. I love learning and trying new things. So in this past year, for example, just starting in January, I decided I wanted to play ice hockey. Had never really even ice skated before, and put myself out there. I'm in my mid-40s.
Wow.
I put myself out there and said, all right, I'm gonna see what happens, and have found a wonderful supportive community, and it's really changed my life. So I'm a firm believer in hanging on to that, that childlike nature inside, but also really pushing yourself and learning and being smart about taking risks and always having that as an intent in your life and in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. So how did it make you feel?
Alive, inspired. It really motivated me to stay on my path and help others find their passions. I think too often as we grow up, get older, however you want to phrase it, we kind of forget to go out and play.
Yeah.
And so it really made me feel that part of my calling is to help folks remember to not lose that childlike nature that's inside us all.
Yeah, you said ice skating. I'm nearing my mid 35s, right? So I'm at the 35, mid 35s, mid 30s. Yeah, but I was like, ooh, falling ice, no.
That's what all the pads are for.
Yeah,
that's why you put the protection on and and take baby steps.
Yeah.
That's part of risk taking is don't jump into the deep end all at once if you don't know how to swim.
Yeah, love that. So just to someone that's listening, someone that is right around the ripe, beautiful age of 40 and definitely putting limitations on themselves, why they should even consider doing what you've done.
Well, I don't know if ice hockey's for everyone, but in terms of trying new things, but that's just it. You don't know if you don't try, right?
Exactly.
So there's a certain thrill to taking risks and but finding smart ways to start out and finding people to support you. If you can put yourself out there and get a little bit out of your comfort zone, kind of playing the edge. You don't want to go way beyond your comfort zone in one step, but we all kind of have that edge where we're a little bit uncomfortable and we can push ourselves a little with the right support. I think it makes you a more creative person, a better problem solver, and you can truly become skilled at taking risks and building resilience into your life and your social network so that it's okay to fail and we learn from it and learn more about ourselves and our friends and the world around us. So I think that's one of the things that at any age keeps you alive and engaged is always finding new things to try, even if they're aspects of existing parts of your life.
Yeah, love it. Like you went out and you formed new friends, like you built your network from doing something that could have scared you. And that's pretty amazing. Where's the best place for people to connect with you, Aymii?
On the Ensoma Studios website,
right,
which is ensomastudios.com. And you can give us your email address there. And I'm going to be holding a 2-day workshop in the not too distant future about taking risks and being able to change your life and your career. So that's one way. Otherwise, I would welcome people to look me up on LinkedIn or Facebook. And if they want to connect with me directly, I do a Facebook Live video all about the psychology of change every Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And I absolutely love interacting with people through that medium as well. So I'm pretty easy, especially with a name that's spelled like mine. I'm pretty easy to find out there.
Yeah. So Aymii Couzelis, right? It's spelled Aymii, and then Couzelis. Am I saying Couzelis correct? Or did
Couzelis.
Yeah, she's so zealous. She's ice skating out there. Yeah, she's so zealous. Yeah, so Couzelis is Couzelis. So Couzelis. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget that now. Couzelis. That was wonderful. Well, Aymii, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine and surround me with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Aymii, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh. Boy, this is a little bit embarrassing, but in the interest of being authentic, I will share it with you. I remember I was a very young child in my crib and discovered something in my diaper that I was very curious about. So I took my diaper off and finger painted some artwork all over the wall and all over my crib. And I was very creative as a young child. I'm not sure my parents appreciated my artistic endeavors, but that is definitely my earliest memory.
So how old do you think you were in that memory?
I was probably about 8 months. I was not old enough to walk. I was still in a crib. I couldn't even really speak at that age. So I think I was about 8 months old.
Wow. So why do you think this memory is so clear?
Well, it was very visceral. It really involved the five senses. I think on some level, I knew I was doing something a little bit wrong, but I was creating something. There was I became so entranced and engrossed in this fascinating new experience that everything else sort of ceased to matter around me.
Yeah, which is pretty fascinating. Wow. So can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
I would love that.
Yeah, I love the idea that you're stepping into full focus to the thing that brings the most value to you. I love the idea that, I mean, as you said, it became visceral. Like it's everything there, but yet it seems as though everything shut off, right? In that you wanted to focus on what you were creating. And I mean, it's really fascinating that you gave the example of you going ice skating, and that you would like just everything else zones out, right? The dangers, the falls, to see that there's more value in it because this fulfills my creativity and who I am. And just to see those both connect is pretty fascinating to me.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's a beauty to doing anything in life when you can be fully present in the moment of what you're doing. So I think both of those things, you're absolutely right, kind of have that same attribute to them.
Yeah, I would say I would rather experience it via video than being there in real life, though.
Fair enough.
Amy, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh gosh, that is actually an easy one. It was a song by Tears for Fears called Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And they used it at the end of the movie Real Genius. Have you seen that with Val Kilmer in it?
I have not, but I am fascinated by the name of it, like Tears for Fears, because it's like, I mean, it's like what you experienced there, right? I'm guessing your parents were in tears and probably you after this, right? But it's just like, yeah, Tears for Fears, and then you move on, right?
Yeah, and the end of this movie is a wonderful moment where there's so much joy, and there's just a feeling of the thing we've described, where in that moment at the end of this movie, nothing else in the world existed except this group of friends and what was happening to them in that moment. Yeah. So I think that song has a little bit of that attribute as well.
Yeah, I had a conversation earlier on with a lady who has a coaching, and her statement in her thing is, and it's her website as well, it's everything is not okay and that's okay. Right? And I felt that feeling when you just described that, because it's like, it's that space where everything is not okay. And exactly. That's okay. Yeah, and that's okay. I love that. Well, Aymii, we have arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Aymii, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I think my business partner would be one, and hopefully anyone I coach and anyone I speak to. I'd hope they get some portion of my skills from that experience.
Sure. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Do you have children?
Nope.
Do you believe in God?
I've practiced Zen Buddhism for most of my life, so I believe that there are many forces in the universe that bind us all to each other and to nature.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Very much so. They're the ones who are my safety net, my reality check, my touchstone, and my support.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, definitely not.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone under the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Generally less than 8, with one exception, which is I play a game called Elder Scrolls, and I walk on my treadmill at my desk while I'm playing that game. So I can get 6 to 9 miles in while I'm playing a computer game.
Makes
so that's
sense.
My exception.
I love that. Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, Aymii, if you had to share with us a statement that represents who you are, your own unique real statement, what would you say that is?
I would say complacency is the biggest risk that any of us can take, and that we're all in charge of creating, and I mean creating, not pursuing, but creating our own happiness in life.
I love it. Aymii, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, I love asking people to challenge themselves and take at least one small risk every day, even if that just means smiling at a stranger, because I think the world will be better for it for both of you. And would love it if people came and connected with me at Ensoma Studios or on my Facebook page.
Love it. Aymii Couzelis, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.